The big thing is that climate change itself is changing the system so quickly that figuring out exactly what's coming next becomes an ever-increasing challenge.
University of Arizona professor of paleoclimatology Jonathan Overpeck is one of the world's leading scientists spreading the word about climate change, both globally and locally.
The question is, where will we go next? We're very close, just 10 feet in water level in Lake Mead, away from a shortage, an official shortage that water managers didn't think would happen until 2020s. We're very close to that. We could get there next year. And when that shortage occurs, Arizona loses half of our Colorado River water.
Overpeck says the information needed to make better decisions isn't at the global scale, where scientists are good at simulating climate change. It's at the local level.
What he is thinking about so solidly right now is research on climate and environment at the scale of subregions and regions that in turn will provide valuable input to ranchers, to urban planners, to city mayors, to county commissioners, and all the rest.
We're going to talk about observed changes. We're going to talk about why the observed changes are occurring, and then we're going to talk about projections. What's going to happen next? What are the implications of the changes that are already going on? We've been in a drought for 15 years. The water levels in the Colorado River storage system are way down, record levels. Groundwater's been pumped like never before. We have a water crisis coming, and the water managers aren't sitting back and saying, I'm not sure about climate change. They're very eager to figure out what's coming next.
Overpeck consults, teaches, and leads teams of grad students. He is a founding co-director of the Institute for the Environment and oversees much of the university's interdisciplinary work.
We have a very strong program on this campus. Not only understanding the physical climate, the oceanography, the biosphere part of this, the ecosystems part of this, the ice part of this, you name it, we are good at it. You should definitely be able to jimmy it out. And the black is halfway.
Yep.
So the white comes to here.
Right.
We'll see it there.
The climate science issues and the environment issues are so broad that it really takes perspectives and expertise coming from myriad directions. And he understood that. He probably understood that when he was 14, it's just in his DNA.
I never thought for a minute that I'd be doing that for a career. I thought I'd be a doctor, I loved biology, or maybe a historian, I loved history, and I got to combine it all, because really I'm studying the history of climate.
As a paleoclimatologist, Overpeck has spent years doing science in the field.
I've worked in the most gorgeous, remote parts of the world, pretty much in every continent except Antarctica. And I've led expeditions, some that require hiking for days to visit a lake or a site where you can core trees. I've done that with colleagues who do tree work. And that is just living the dream.
Overpeck now commits much of his time to sharing research outcomes with policymakers and to his family. He juggles work and kids together with another climate scientist, his wife, Julie Cole, a professor in geoscience and atmospheric sciences.
You can work any 80 hours that you want. You just pick them. We like to joke. And so by the time my wife and I decided to have children, we both kind of understood the way the system works. But, kids, it's introducing the human element, and it's a wild adventure,
Overpeck has received many awards and much recognition for his work. He was a coordinating lead author for the 2007 Nobel Peace Prize-winning fourth assessment of the UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change.
This issue transcends science. This is about dealing with a critical scientific issue that has huge human and societal implications. And it makes sense that that kind of effort, all these scientists working for no extra pay, on their own time, killing themselves to produce these reports, to tell the nation's leaders around the world what's going on, hopefully to preserve this world as we know it and keep it a workable place for future generations.